You are about to be hospitalized in the next 2 days because he poured this into your watch fast. My beloved child, something quiet but powerful has just entered your life, like a single drop falling into still water. At first, it seemed small, almost unnoticeable. But every drop creates ripples, and the ripple that has begun around you is not ordinary. Pause for a moment and listen closely. In the last few days, something, or someone, poured an unexpected influence into your path. Not a drink, not a substance, but a moment, a message, an energy that stirred something deep inside you. Since then, subtle signals have been appearing around you. Little feelings you could not explain. Thoughts that arrived out of nowhere. A quiet voice within telling you that a turning point is closer than you realize. Do not rush past this moment. Don't skip. What you are hearing now matters more than you think. Because the next 2 days are not about fear or worry. They are about a pause, a sacred pause life sometimes creates when your body, your heart, and your mind need to reset together. Sometimes the world slows us down so we can finally hear what was always meant for us. And that pouring into your life, it was not random. It was a wake-up ripple. A reminder that your path is shifting in ways you may not fully see yet. The signs may feel confusing now, but they are guiding you toward a moment of clarity that many people wait their entire lives to experience. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you to understand. Right now, the story is only beginning, and in the next part, you will discover who, or what, placed that mysterious drop into your life, and why its timing is so unbelievably precise. My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen carefully. Something subtle has already begun unfolding around you, and most people would miss it completely. But you were meant to hear this message right now. In the quiet rhythm of your recent days, a small moment occurred that seemed ordinary at first. A conversation, a gesture, a presence, or even a single word someone shared with you. Yet that moment carried a hidden meaning, like a drop falling into still water and quietly changing the entire surface. You may not have realized it then. But something was poured into your life in that moment. Not something physical, not something harmful, but an influence, a shift, an unseen spark that stirred your awareness. Since that moment, subtle signals have been surrounding you. Maybe your thoughts have felt different. Maybe you've sensed a strange calm mixed with curiosity. Maybe there has been a quiet pull inside you, as if life itself is preparing you to slow down and notice something important. Do not scroll away. Don't skip this part. The next moments hold a message meant only for those who are truly paying attention. Because within the next 2 days, life may gently guide you into a place of pause. Not as a warning, but as a moment of reflection, a rare space where everything becomes clear. Many people pass through life too quickly to notice these turning points. But you were meant to recognize this one. And the most surprising part has not even been revealed yet. Stay with this message, because in the next part you will begin to understand who placed that unexpected drop into your path, and why its timing is far from coincidence. Something meaningful is unfolding, and it's closer than you think. A quiet realization is beginning to rise within you right now, even if you cannot fully explain it yet. Think back to that recent moment when someone crossed your path in an unexpected way. It might have been a brief exchange, a kind gesture, or even a simple presence that lingered in your mind longer than usual. At the time, it seemed ordinary. Yet something about it felt different, almost like a message hidden beneath the surface. That was the moment the drop entered your story. Not something you could see with your eyes, but something you could feel deep inside, a reminder that life sometimes slows us down so we can notice what truly matters. Stay with me. Don't skip this part, because the meaning behind this moment is only beginning to reveal itself. When life prepares a powerful shift, it rarely arrives with loud announcements. Instead, it appears quietly, through small events that gently guide your attention. And the next 2 days may carry that same quiet guidance for you. You may feel an unusual urge to pause, to rest, to step away from the usual rush of the world. This pause is not random. It is the space where clarity begins to grow. Something huge is waiting for you within that stillness. Because when everything slows down, the truth that has been surrounding you finally becomes visible. The thoughts you have been pushing aside begin to make sense. The questions you have carried for so long start forming answers. And what you will realize next may surprise you more than anything else. In the next part, you will discover why that mysterious moment happened exactly when it did, and why your life seems to be guiding you toward a realization that feels almost once in a lifetime. Just when you thought the moment had already passed, another layer of meaning begins to appear. The strange part is this: the timing of everything around you has been far too precise to ignore. The moment you heard those words, the moment you felt that quiet shift, it all arrived exactly when your life was asking for something deeper. Most people move through their days without noticing these signals. But you felt it. A gentle pull. A quiet awareness that something meaningful had touched your path. Stay with this message. Don't skip now, because the story is only beginning to reveal its true shape. What was poured into your life was not meant to overwhelm you. It was meant to awaken you. Like a drop of light falling into darkness, it began illuminating thoughts you once ignored and feelings you once pushed aside. That is why the next 2 days feel important. Not because of fear. Not because of anything harmful. But because life sometimes creates a moment where everything pauses just long enough for you to see clearly. A moment where distractions fade and your inner voice becomes impossible to ignore. Something huge is waiting for you in that pause. You may notice signs of it through small realizations, quiet reflections, or a sudden understanding that your direction is shifting toward something better than before. And there is one detail about that mysterious drop that has not yet been revealed. In the next part, you will begin to understand who truly placed that influence into your life, and why its purpose is far more meaningful than you ever imagined. But here is the detail that changes everything. The moment that drop entered your life, it was not loud or dramatic. It arrived quietly, wrapped inside something that looked completely normal. A passing interaction. A message you almost ignored. A brief encounter that seemed too small to matter. Yet somehow, it stayed with you. You might have felt a lingering thought afterward, as if that moment was trying to tell you something deeper. That feeling was not accidental. Life often uses the smallest moments to guide us toward the biggest realizations. Don't skip this part. Stay with me, because what you're about to understand connects directly to the next 2 days. When an important turning point approaches, the mind and heart begin preparing for it. You may feel an unusual need to slow down, to step back from the noise around you. It can feel like the world is quietly inviting you to pause and listen more carefully. That pause is powerful. Because within stillness, clarity begins to rise. The pouring into your life was never meant to create confusion. It was meant to lead you toward awareness, a realization that something in your life is ready to shift in a healthier, wiser direction. And the most surprising part is this: the person who unknowingly delivered that moment into your life had no idea how important their role would be. Stay till the end, because the next part reveals why that encounter happened at exactly the right time, and how the next 2 days may open a realization that feels almost impossible to ignore. And now, the deeper truth begins to surface. That moment you experienced, the one that seemed so small, was actually the beginning of a quiet message life was placing directly in front of you. It wasn't loud because the most meaningful signals rarely are. Think carefully about how you felt afterward. Maybe there was a brief silence inside you. A pause where your mind slowed down and your heart felt unusually aware. Almost like a whisper saying, "Pay attention." That whisper matters. Don't skip this part, because the next 2 days may reveal why that whisper appeared at exactly the right time. Life sometimes invites us into moments where everything becomes clearer. These moments can arrive unexpectedly, guiding us to step back from the constant rush and look at our path with fresh eyes. And when that happens, something powerful unfolds. You begin noticing what truly supports you, what strengthens your peace, and what deserves your attention moving forward. It is not about worry. It is about awareness. Something huge is waiting inside that awareness. Because once you see the meaning behind that mysterious drop that entered your life, you may realize it was guiding you toward a deeper understanding of yourself, something many people search for but rarely find. But the next part reveals the most surprising element of all. The person connected to that moment may not even realize the impact they had, yet their timing was almost unbelievably perfect. Just as the picture begins to form, another quiet piece falls into place. The person connected to that moment never intended to change anything in your life. To them, it may have been a simple action, a passing word, or a brief presence that faded into their ordinary day. But for you, it was different. Something about that encounter lingered in your thoughts. Not loudly, not urgently, but gently, like a soft echo that refused to disappear. That echo was not there by accident. Don't skip now, because this is where the meaning becomes clearer. Life often sends us signals through ordinary people and ordinary moments. The drop that entered your story carried a reminder that you were ready to notice something you had overlooked for a long time. And the next 2 days may feel like a quiet pause where that realization becomes stronger. You may find yourself reflecting more than usual. You may feel drawn toward calm, toward stillness, toward listening to the quiet voice inside that has been waiting patiently for your attention. That voice holds something valuable. Something huge is waiting within that stillness, a realization about your direction, your priorities, and the energy you allow into your life. But the most remarkable part is yet to come. Because in the next part, you will begin to understand why that small moment was timed so perfectly, and why it arrived exactly when your life was ready to turn a page you didn't even know was about to open. Right at the edge of understanding, a new realization quietly steps forward. When that small moment appeared in your life, it was not there to rush you. It was there to slow everything down just enough for you to notice what truly matters. Many people experience these moments but move past them too quickly. You didn't. Somewhere inside you, a quiet awareness began forming. A sense that life was gently pointing toward something you had been overlooking for a long time. Stay with this message. Don't skip now, because what you are beginning to see is only the beginning. The next 2 days may feel like a pause placed perfectly in your path. Not a disruption, but an invitation to breathe, to observe, and to reconnect with the deeper rhythm of your life. Within that pause, thoughts that once felt scattered may start aligning. Questions that once felt heavy may begin finding simple answers. Something huge is waiting within that clarity. Because once you step into that stillness, you may realize that the mysterious drop was not just about that single moment. It was about opening your awareness to the direction your life has quietly been preparing for. And there is one final layer to this story that changes how everything makes sense. In the next part, you will discover why this moment is arriving now, and why the timing may feel almost unbelievably perfect for the next chapter of your journey. And now the moment you've been moving toward begins to reveal its quiet purpose. The timing of all this is not random. Out of all the days, out of all the moments in your life, this message found you right now. That alone says something important. Think about how many small signs have appeared recently. Little pauses in your day. Unexpected thoughts that made you reflect. Moments where the noise of the world faded just long enough for you to hear your own inner voice. Those moments were preparing you. Don't skip this part, because the meaning behind the next 2 days is deeper than it first appears. When life gently slows our pace, it often creates a rare opportunity to step back and look at our path with clarity. It's like standing on a hill and finally seeing the road that stretches ahead. In that stillness, you begin to notice things differently. You start recognizing what truly brings peace into your life and what quietly drains your energy. You see patterns that once felt invisible. And suddenly, choices that once felt confusing begin to make sense. Something huge is waiting within that realization. Because that mysterious drop was never meant to create worry or uncertainty. It was meant to awaken awareness, a reminder that your story is still unfolding, and the next chapter is forming right in front of you. But there is one final understanding that ties everything together. In the next part, you will discover why this moment may become one of the most meaningful pauses you have experienced, and how what you realize next could gently reshape the direction of your journey. And here, in this quiet turning point, the meaning finally begins to shine through. What seemed like a strange and mysterious message at the beginning was never about fear. It was about attention. A reminder that sometimes life sends a signal strong enough to make us stop for a moment and truly listen. Over the next 2 days, you may notice something unusual happening inside you. Not chaos, not confusion, but a calm awareness slowly rising to the surface. almost like your mind is clearing space for something important. Don't skip this moment. Stay with it, because this is where the message becomes powerful. The pause that is approaching is not a setback. It is an opening. A rare chance to step outside the constant rush and look at your life with honest clarity. When that happens, people often realize things they had ignored for far too long. You may begin to see which paths truly support your peace. Which voices deserve your attention. Which parts of your life are ready to grow into something stronger and more meaningful. Something huge is waiting inside that understanding. Because the mysterious drop that entered your story was never meant to control your direction. It was meant to wake you up to the fact that your direction is always in your hands. And in the final part, you will discover the most surprising realization of all, why this pause may become the moment you look back on and say, that was when everything quietly started to change. And now, as everything settles into place, the final meaning gently reveals itself. The message you heard at the beginning was never meant to create alarm. It was meant to make you pause long enough to notice the quiet signals life has been placing in front of you. That mysterious drop was simply a moment of awareness entering your life. A reminder. A reminder that your path is still unfolding, and that sometimes the most powerful turning points arrive disguised as small, ordinary moments. The encounter you experienced, the thoughts that followed, and the pause that may appear in the coming days all serve the same purpose, helping you reconnect with what truly matters to you. Stay with this thought for a second. When life slows down even slightly, clarity appears. You begin hearing your own inner voice more clearly than before. You begin noticing opportunities you once overlooked. You begin understanding that your story is not fixed, it is still being written. And something huge is waiting within that realization. Because the truth is this, the moment that seemed mysterious at the beginning was actually an invitation. An invitation to become more aware of the direction you want your life to move toward. Many people pass by these invitations without ever seeing them. But you stopped. You listened. And that alone can change the way the next chapter of your journey unfolds. So as the next 2 days move quietly forward, remember this feeling. The calm awareness. The sense that something meaningful is shifting inside you. Because sometimes the smallest drop of awareness can create the widest ripple, and that ripple is now moving through your life, guiding you gently toward the clarity you were always meant to discover. Just when the story seems complete, one last whisper of meaning appears. The journey you have just walked through was never about a single moment or a mysterious sign. It was about the quiet awakening happening inside you. That subtle shift in awareness is the real message you were meant to receive. Take a breath and reflect on this. Life often sends gentle reminders when it knows you are ready to grow beyond the patterns of yesterday. Those reminders do not arrive with noise or urgency. They arrive quietly, through reflection, through stillness, through moments that make you pause and ask yourself deeper questions. Don't rush past this understanding. Because the next 2 days may continue to carry that same quiet energy, the energy of clarity. You may notice small insights appearing in places you least expect. A thought that suddenly feels right. A realization that brings calm instead of confusion. Something huge is waiting within those realizations. Not something outside you, but something within you, a stronger sense of direction, a deeper trust in your own awareness, and the understanding that your story is always capable of turning towards something brighter. And here is the most beautiful truth of all. The mysterious drop that began this message was simply a symbol. A symbol that even the smallest moment can awaken a powerful ripple in your life when you are ready to notice it. So carry this awareness forward. Because sometimes the greatest transformation does not arrive through dramatic events. It begins quietly, with a single moment